The Centennial Task Force co-chairs are here with me now, Dr. Mitch Lazar and Dr. Susan Smith. Thank you. A big celebration, 100 years of the Society. How are we marking the milestone?
It's just so exciting how many things are going on here, Dina. We have pretty much every day of the meeting and every session has something related to the Centennial. The plenary sessions are marked by each of the 7 Nobel Prizes that are endocrine related, lead up to a very topical discussion, what's happening now, what's happening in the future in that area. In the exhibit hall, there's going to be, and there are, all sorts of exciting activities, things to read and learn about. The endocrine booth is a great place to go to learn more.
And the symposia giving some historical perspective over this last 100 years.
What we really wanted to do was to embrace our history, celebrate how great we're doing now and making it to 100 years that all of us are doing, and then recognizing that there's still a lot more work, a lot more excitement in the future.
So we all know it's a celebration, it is 100 years, but how do attendees really get the most advantage out of this and not miss anything?
Well, I think in addition to the meeting, one of the big focuses that we've had is to create this website because we wanted to create something more enduring than just this meeting. And so I really encourage people to look at the website. First of all, the timeline, the 100-year timeline, which is on display here. On the website, you can go much more into depth and find out more information about almost every little piece of information on the timeline. Secondly, the month in endocrinology, every one of those months highlights an area of endocrinology. And the work that the Endocrine Society staff did on that, I think, has just been amazing. And so there are things there for the basic scientist, the clinical researcher, the practicing clinician, the patient, and I think just anybody who's interested in endocrinology. And then finally, the Hall of Presidents is interesting historically because prior to 1986, the presidents gave a plenary lecture themselves, and they talked about the state of endocrinology, what they saw as the future, and to go back and look at some of those that are 50 and 60 and 70 years old and to see what these people had to say, it's just really amazing. I mean, the society has been well served with some incredible leadership.
When you look back, that must be reason for celebration as well, just in terms of how far science has come. So talk to me a little bit more, let's delve more deeply into the timeline.
Well, I think it's a living, breathing document, if you will. It's on the web, and there's also a board here showing it. But people have the opportunity to tell their story of who they think is missing. In fact, this should be a great opportunity for the membership to have discussions about what the exciting discoveries in endocrinology have been. And also it brings together the clinicians who are taking advantage of these discoveries, the scientists who are learning from those and trying to do it again, and the students who are learning. So it really is a unifying principle for our society.
So you are taking some input from the members.
Well, I think the other thing that's interesting, I mean, when it started out 2 years ago, it was just a piece of white paper on the wall with 1910, 1920, 1930. People wrote things in and there were disagreements. No, this was before that. And so it's been a wonderful way for the membership to add to that. And then when you look at the depth that the website provides for that, it's really interesting. One of the things that I would ask our membership to do is to think back on that timeline and try to figure out how their endocrine lineage fits in. And by that I mean their mentor, their mentor's mentor, their mentor and mentor, and so on, and take it all the way back to 1916, because I think what we find out is that we're really this group of very large overlapping scientific families that go all the way back. And I think it's wonderful to see that, and I really encourage our young members to do that who may not think so much about history, but it's really fascinating to get yourself back to the earlier discoveries. I mean, it's really, really interesting.
Those personal histories really add to the wealth of the society's history. So thank you so much.